Good morning, everyone. My name is Erin Bombala, and I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation. I was asked to digest the NOVA PBS documentary titled School of the Future, which addresses the question, what is the specific role that technology plays in the schools of the future? Being a newly returning college student and the mother of school-age children myself, this topic was very interesting to me. I hope you enjoy the presentation. The documentary immediately dove into the idea that the achievement gap in America is directly related to the opportunity gap. Year after year, America performs well below our counterparts from industrialized countries around the globe in maths and sciences. It is believed that there is a direct correlation between the below average performance scores and the far above average child poverty rate in America, which is nearly double countries such as Canada and Germany. Poverty, among other factors, including socioeconomic status and stress, are leaving children in the American public school system vulnerable to failure and the continuance of the cycle of poverty that plagues our country. The documentary addressed these issues at three pivotal points among school-age children and outlines the technology and sciences that can be used to improve educational opportunities throughout our country. The first age group addressed was elementary age students. At this stage in educational development, the foundation is being laid for children to become good learners. They are developing the skills to be able to pay attention, concentrate, and focus for extended periods of time. Neuroscientists from the University of Oregon Brain Development Lab are using electroencephalogram, or EEG technology, which measures the brain's reaction to stimulus to better understand how the brain reacts when paying attention. Through this research, programs are being developed that will help target the vulnerable brain systems at the preschool and elementary level of development to help strengthen the specific part of the brain that functions in paying attention and focusing, thus laying the foundation for successful lifelong learning. An important role in these targeted programs is the role of parents who are absolutely critical to helping their children become better learners. The programs teach parents the tools to personalize instruction and become that human buffer that shows to have a positive impact on children's educational development. Parents help to teach basic skills, create a positive learning environment, condition children to enjoy praise, and encourage progress throughout the elementary levels of education.
Many experts believe that parents are critical to helping children learn better.
I don't think that we'll be able to close the achievement gap without learning how to effectively engage parents. Home is where children spend 75% of their waking hours, and yet our system does shockingly little to try to capture any educational value from this time.
The next age group studied was the middle school age group, where behavioral scientists are studying early adolescent behavior to understand how to best encourage children to build on their earlier skills and position themselves for future success. They are finding that teaching children the concept of grit, how to overcome obstacles through hard work and determination, can positively impact their academic performance. When children perceive themselves as smart and are not afraid to fail, they are able to accomplish increasingly difficult tasks and their performance improves.
To get better in any skill is to challenge yourself to do what you couldn't do before, to concentrate, to get feedback, and then to do it all over again.
100% all the way.
In addition to teaching children the value of grit, teachers have been teaming up with software engineers to create adaptable online curriculums that can meet the needs of individual students. This technology allows students to guide their own learning in a way that is most beneficial to them by really meeting them where they are academically instead of where they are expected to be. As a result, children are not being left behind. The programs are flexible and the lesson plans are flexible, allowing for a completely individualized learning environment with little to no additional costs for school communities. Teachers are able to move from direct educators toward educational facilitators and let the children lead their own development.
So can you tell us more about that?
That's fructose layer. That says CA something T. So I think we've identified that.
Called alt This experiment in customizable learning environments is taking place in a small private network of one-room schoolhouses.
It's not a lab in the form that we're performing experiments. It's a lab in the form of us trying to understand how to build the best quality education every single day in that classroom.
Nearly everything here is done on computers. By working closely with software engineers, teachers can alter the programs to suit the needs of each child.
Finally, students at the high school level were studied to determine what needs could be addressed to increase student retention and improve academic performance at this most pivotal point in young adults' lives. Psychologists studied the active role that environmental influences have in education at this stage. Through their data, they found that stress and poor emotional health has an extremely negative impact on these students. So much so that not only academics were being affected, but students' overall well-being. Working with school administrators and mental health professionals, schools attempted to overhaul the entire spirit behind the school community to create environments that are supportive and inclusive of all students, no matter their academic levels. Curriculums were adjusted to be more culturally appropriate, giving students an outlet for their personal experience and providing a more rewarding school experience that engages students and inspires a deeper sense of learning in older students. Some curriculums were adjusted to provide real-life skills in a more project-based curriculum, such as STEM. STEM is an interdisciplinary approach to learning that gives students real-life knowledge of science, technology, engineering, and math, with hands-on, real-life experiences as the basis for their academic development. Programs such as STEM position students at this level for the next steps towards college and towards careers that are in high demand in today's changing technological climate.
Life throws you problems that you have to work through. Things don't work, you need to solve them, figure out how they work.
The scholar athlete acquired this philosophy on and off the field as part of a unique 4-year program. It combines science, technology, engineering, and math, culminating in a senior project.
Went in not knowing what engineering was, just knowing that it had something to do with math and science. I was still kind of confused because this is something I'd see in like a garage.
Our world is becoming more and more technological, and we're relying on and interacting more and more with technology to do our jobs. What we do need is people that are educated in the way technology works.
In closing, the schools of the future are actively adapting to the needs of the future and the needs of a rapidly changing society by harnessing the power of technology and science to position children in America's public schools for success. At the elementary level, neuroscientists are using technology to create programs that strengthen the basic skills of learning. At the middle school level, behavioral scientists are studying adolescent behavior and working with software engineers and teachers to build adaptable systems that will encourage hard work and lend themselves to the various paths that children can take to achieve their academic expectations. Lastly, at the high school level, psychologists and teachers are pairing up to tackle the stress that plagues students at this level and creating supportive, inclusive communities on their campuses. Through the development of culturally appropriate curriculums that provide a more rewarding school experience, to project-based learning that highlights real-world skills in science, technology, math, and engineering to teach students, these efforts are helping bridge the gap that public school students have been falling into in the past. These efforts, combined with the advanced technology to support them, are giving students an environment that is safe to learn and the tools to reach their full potential. Thank you again for listening to my presentation. I hope that you found my content informative and interesting.